Hello everyone. It's been a long time that I did live. Yes, I've not been feeling fine as I should be. I've not been as strong as I should be. So I'm just trying to conserve as much as the energy as I can while I work and do all the things that I do. So this one, I have a lot of work to do. I'm gonna record. So I just decided, why not share it with you a moment, see how I put these videos together. That I do. How many videos did you say I'm supposed to do?
I come to 18.
18 videos today. That's not even possible.
At least 10. At
But
least
let's
10.
but let's see what can be done and let's get started. Okay, I know there are a lot of there's a lot of issues. This one is actually one of those, very sad ones. Yep, let me see. One of those very sad ones. Okay, so let's get going. Okay. Hello, everyone. It's really a very sad one. And I don't know whether any of you had seen a few weeks ago, there was a video that came out and it was said that an emir from a town in Sokoto State, terrorists had kidnapped him and they put him on video for him to, he was appealing to people, he was appealing to the government, he was appealing to Tinubu and just, begging for his life because they had threatened, they wanted certain ransom and that if that ransom was not paid, they were going to kill him. And unfortunately, today the news came out that indeed that he has been killed. And it's such a sad one. Honestly, I mean, kidnapping started in the southern part of the country when they used to kidnap expatriates. I remember as far back then, I used to cry, scream, and say, look, this thing is very wrong because I read a lot of stories about kidnapping in the West, especially in the United States, the New York area, how in those like 30s, 1930s, 40s, how kidnapping was such a terrible thing that was being done and how criminals use it. And the state, they went after. That's up to today. Kidnapping is actually a federal offense in the United States. There was a lot. There was one particular one that happened in New York about a child that was taken away from a family. That child was never found. They kidnapped the child. So, and I would always say, no, in Africa we didn't have such crime. So when they started carrying expatriates, for me, having read about the devastating things, because sometimes what they do, they begin to cut your parts and send it to your families, stuff like that. And I was like, no, this is wrong. People will be like, oh no, it's the white people they are taking. When they're done with taking white people, aren't they going to take us? This is where we find ourselves today. But now in the northern part of the country, the kidnapping has entered another level and it's such an ugly dimension where literally people are being killed. Now this particular emir, they've killed him and they're still demanding 50 million for his corpse. Let me read a parallel fact has this. It says terrorists kill Sokoto traditional ruler days after pleading for Tinubu's government's help in viral video. I would say legitimate government anyway. Terrorists have brutally killed Serikin Gobir, a traditional ruler in Sokoto State, just days after he appeared in a viral video pleading for government intervention. This was made known in a tweet by @Idris for Peace on his X handle while expressing the tragic incident that shocked the local community and raised further concerns about the escalating insecurity in the region. Serikin Gobir was abducted by heavily armed bandits who subjected him to severe torture and dehumanizing treatment. You could see in that video his face was misshapen, whether they had hit him with something brutal, he had broken his face, blood all over his cloth and all of that. You could see that they had tortured him a lot. And he came out, he was begging. This is the same person that they have gone on, to take his life. The terrorists later released a video showing the traditional ruler begging for his life and desperately appealing to the government to take action to secure his release. Despite his pleas, the terrorists executed Serikin Gobir, further highlighting the lack of security in the region and the increasing boldness of this criminal groups. The video of his final moment has sparked outrage and calls for urgent government action to address the rising tide of violence and kidnapping in Sokoto and other affected areas. The incident adds to the growing list of attacks on traditional rulers and other prominent figures in northern Nigeria, underscoring the need for a comprehensive strategy to combat terrorism and restore peace to the region. One of the things that I'm going to say for me is the fact that it seems almost as if the terrorists have an understanding that indeed there's no government in Nigeria, there's no commander-in-chief, and the way they have become so emboldened. And Tinubu does not even bother about the insecurity. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't even care. We all know Tinubu. I don't think Tinubu rigged the election to come and give anybody good governance or secure anybody's life. All he's interested in, and he hasn't hidden that, it's on the monies, on the economy, how to buy things for himself, how to divert contracts to himself, whether his sibling, his stooges or whatever it is. We've seen a lot of that. There has been so many reports, coming out on the different things that has been going on with our money, and then borrowing monies and doing all of that. He doesn't seem to care about the fact that citizens are being killed in Nigeria. People are hungry. All of that doesn't even concern Tinubu. It's really sad with all of this insecurity that is going on. The thing is that the more the government continues to do nothing, the terrorists become emboldened to come after citizens and try to attack citizens and do all sorts of heinous things. Now we have these terrorists coming on social media, using social media, coming on TikTok, doing live, yet the chief of defense staff that was all over the place because citizens were coming out to protest, you don't see them. The IG of police that shamelessly was threatening, protesters, coming out with their show of force. They were doing show of force for protesters who were simply out there making the mass and say that they are hungry. Where is the IG of police to do show of force when it comes to terrorists? Where is the IG of police to go after terrorists and, deal with them? Ensure they protect the lives of citizens. Then the DG of the DSS shamelessly are nowhere to be found. It is only when it comes to protesters that the DSS will come out and tell us that they have intelligence. They never have intelligence when it comes to going after the terrorists. Their intelligence is only against innocent citizens who are coming out and legitimately making demands. And it's really absurd. We have security agents in Nigeria who are not interested in protecting the lives and properties of the citizens. They are not interested in protecting the territorial integrity of Nigeria. All they seem to be interested in is, of course, regime control, and that is what they continue to do. That is not acceptable. Citizens are being taken one after the other. Citizens are being killed anyhow. And one of the things that Nigeria don't seem to recognize, don't seem to understand, is that we are all victims waiting to happen. The other day, 20 medical students that were traveling to go for a conference, and then they were taken, and the terrorists have them come online to keep begging, have account numbers that monies are supposed to be raising, yet we have security agencies that are supposed to do everything they can to rescue them. They're nowhere to be found. One of the things citizens don't understand, as long as we allow this thing to keep going on, first of all, the illegitimate government, Tinubu's illegitimate government, will continue to abdicate its responsibilities. It hasn't bothered to even talk to the people. It doesn't care. It doesn't even mind. And then the terrorists, the criminals, the bandits, they will become more emboldened to continue to do this. Yesterday's victims were once survivors. Today's victims were yesterday's survivors, and tomorrow's victims would be today's survivors. The question I always ask is, who is next? It could be you, it could be me. And the victim card is going around in Nigeria. Being a victim in Nigeria is no longer a matter of if, it's a matter of when. That's the sad reality that we have. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Oh my goodness. Yes, that's one video done. I'm bringing you along. This is how I shoot my video. Is the AC working?
You can turn it on.
Yeah, put it on because I'm feeling a bit hot, I think. Yes, everyone. So that is it. So that's one video done. It's like, you're just like talking like it's it's just crazy, honestly. It's just crazy. Now because honestly, it's a really serious issue that we are contending with, and it's crazy what is going on. The insecurity has really entered another level. Citizens must wake up. They must come together with a voice and force, the government to do the needful. Otherwise, all of us, this is how they will just keep taking us as they go along, and it's really crazy. And I just don't know. It's a whole lot of this thing. Hello, Modukbe. Hello, Rado. Okay. Oh, it's a pleasure having you. Welcome. I'm just trying to shoot some videos, and I said, okay, why don't we just do it live as we are going on, with the video. So let me just bring in we used to do live more often, but unfortunately I haven't been very strong in terms of health, and so I'm just trying to take it easy on that. So follow me on my journey. So if you come to my channel and you watch my channel, you see I always have videos. I think Itoro is about to come at the care gate so that he doesn't come. So I usually shoot this video. So I just like, okay, today we're just about to shoot because I'm going to travel and I will not be around here. So like, let's shoot and then just schedule them and put them out there. So okay, let me just do live. Let's not just waste this whole moment because they are telling me that I need to shoot 18 videos. I'm like, I can't do. But we're going to do quite some. And then also one of the things is that there is some sort of changes to the channel. What I'm doing now, because my channel is supposed to be about politics, money, financial literacy, parenting, love, marriage, and all of that. But most times it's politics and governance that has almost taken up everything. So what I'm doing right now is that Monday to Thursday, we'll talk about politics, we'll talk about governance and all of that. Then on Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, we're going to talk about different things. Sunday, we talk about money, financial literacy. On Saturday, we're going to be talking about parenting. How is it, having children? Just share ideas. You probably could learn from it. We'll learn from others also. And then on Friday it's about love, 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 love. Friday is about love. We talk about love and all of that. Because one of the things in life is that for the society to be for this I'm trying to look for the right words to use to be for the society to be well aligned. That's not the best word, but that's what is just coming to my head. And you need the family, you understand. The society is made up of families, so the family unit is very strong, and it's one of those primary, what was that social group, or I can't remember my sociology now, but it's very strong and it's very influential on the life of an individual. And so if you're able to have a family that is well put together, it helps the society on the long run, and then also makes a better nation and all of that. So it's quite important. This night too, I'm feeling hungry. Did you even get me coconuts? So it's one of those. So I feel it's important for us also to begin to build on the family and ensure that we have. Oh, okay. There's no light. Oh, wow. And then ensure that we have that society. And so with a better, stronger society, better, stronger family, it helps the society. And so in terms of love, in terms of children upbringing, I read somewhere where they say the greatest activism is bringing up children, bringing up good citizens into the society. So for most of the problem that we have in the society, it comes from dysfunctional families. So when there's a dysfunctional family setup, it affects the society. So in any way that we can, that's also to bring, a better family dynamics. And then finances. Money is everything. Money is a lot. If you have your financial independence, right, you are able to have a voice. You're able to own a voice. You're able to speak up. You're able to make demands. You're not tied up in the rat race Close it all the way. You're not tied up in the rat race where all you're thinking about is the next meal that you're going to get. So that's why for me, these three topics, so some people might not see how they are related, but they are quite related and they are things that I'm passionate about. So yeah, bring tissue. So what will happen is that from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will be talking about these issues: love, parenting, financial literacy. I'm actually sweating. They're trying to get tissue. So I'm going to go on and shoot the next video actually. Usually it's because I'm explaining this right now. Otherwise, on a normal day, it's usually not like this. It's all like, okay, next video. I've eaten dinner. This is the kind of thing that causes weight and all of that. So let me see. Good evening. God bless. Amen, David. Thank you so much and God bless you. Not trying to mean, but you are Muslim or Christian? I'm Muslim. Also, thank you so much. I'm getting better actually. I'm actually, the last 3 days was also a bit brutal, but right now I'm trying to get my strength back. That's why I'm trying to relax a little bit and get this done. Ah. Whose one is this?
Your daddy.
Okay. Sorry, let me move.
Light oil.
Huh?
Light oil.
Yeah, there's no light. I'm surprised. Okay. You just leave it there. So let's go to the next one, right?
Next one.
Oh, Michael, thank you so much. Thank you so, amen. No. Thank you so much. One of the things also for me why I keep doing these videos is that mental this thing is very important. People don't understand mental emancipation. A lot of people, like Stephen Biko said that the greatest weapon of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. If you're able to get the mind of the oppressed, you've gotten everything. People will even know. But when you talk about this and they watch these videos, they see this thing, some people have aha moments, some people learn, and even you too that you're talking, you're also learning, you're also, getting this thing. So let's move on to the next video. Let me see. Okay. Hello, everyone. And we saw some pictures the other day of Nasiru El-Rufai, visiting Atiku Abubakar. Initially, there were a lot of permutations that people were reading into it until the media aide, is it special assistant on media to Atiku Abubakar, and so he came out to, you know what, let's restart. So I didn't get this thing. Yeah, let's restart that video. Hello, everyone. A few days ago, we saw pictures that had surfaced. Of course, as usual, Nasiru El-Rufai that knelt his way to being governor. He wants to kneel his way to being president. I'm just thinking about it now, and I'm just laughing. Small position they gave Nasiru El-Rufai, he became a tyrant and was doing anyhow. He thought 8 years will last forever. Anyway, here we are. But anyway, that's not the main reason why I'm doing this video. The main reason is to say, we saw this picture. There was Nasiru El-Rufai. There was, what's his name? The special, what's even national security advisor that seems never to advise on security matters, but he's also always walking up and down, meeting with politicians. He has forgotten that he's supposed to focus on security and in protecting the lives and properties of the citizen. And so a lot of, I think, was it Masari was also there. There were quite a number of people, who were there. But let me read what the special assistant of media to Atiku Abubakar had to say. He said, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar welcomed the family of Kashim Imam, led by former Kaduna State Governor Nasiru El-Rufai, to his Asokoro residence. The delegation came to formally request the hand of his daughter, Hafsat Atiku Abubakar, in marriage. So the delegation, it wasn't about politics, but of course, anywhere that someone, if there was some kind of politics that is going to be discovered, it was about marriage. Prominent dignitaries at the event include the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, and former Governor Sule Lamido of Jigawa State and Aminu Waziri Tambuwal of Sokoto State, amongst others. So it was Masari wasn't there, it was Tambuwal, that was there. The mini gathering was a testament to the esteem in which His Excellency Atiku Abubakar is held and the significance of the occasion. Now, this one is fancy. I mean, even somebody that has never been vice president can have this more than this gathering. But anyway, the guy has to do his job. He has to farm and show. And he said it was signed by the special, assistant broadcast media to Atiku Abubakar. The main reason for me, I'm not even talking about this because of what had happened, these people that have come together, but to talk to citizens. You see a lot of people who, because of these same people that are in this room together, inviting themselves to meeting themselves and their children marrying each other, they have become enemies. Somebody is in support of Atiku, is a supporter of Atiku, or a supporter of what's the other one? That one that knelt his way, Nasiru El-Rufai, that knelt his way to being governor, is a supporter. And before you know what's happening, people are quarreling. People are keeping enmity. People are insulting people they don't know on social media over these people. These people, I remember in 2015, I did a particular tweet where I said, I think it was when Jonathan had called Buhari to congratulate him and concede defeat. And there was another governor also. It was Ramalan Yero, I think, that called Nasiru El-Rufai. And I said, they have each other's numbers. They call each other. They talk to each other. You understand? You, that you are supporting them, that you have turned yourselves to enemies, you don't have each other's number. In short, you are keeping enmity. You are not talking with each other. You are insulting each other. You are fighting each other. You are coming at each other. These people never directly fight each other. They use people to fight. They do proxy wars. They bring to people all together. They bring you all together. You're fighting on their behalf while they are enjoying their life. They go there when they are sharing the loot of the country. They're sharing the wealth of the country, whatever it is they are doing with it. They don't call you. When their children are getting married, they don't look for you. They don't ask you to come. Yet you sit down every day. You're fighting for them. You're fighting for them. They've settled their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, their descendants, they settle them. You and I, if we have any problem now, we have to do GoFundMe for each other. If we have a major health issue, we will do GoFundMe. Yet we are fighting for politicians who do not even care about us. When are we going to learn? When are we going to learn? When are we going to sit down? Their children are not marrying our children. You understand? They are not marrying you. They are not marrying amongst you and I. They are marrying amongst themselves. But yet we sit down all the time. We are fighting each other. We are coming at each other. We are going after each other. Nobody says you can have different opinions. And that's why sometimes when I see people online who just come, they are insulting somebody, abusing somebody, you just come, you just start abusing somebody. I'm like, why? The fact that you have different opinion, what does that mean? That's normal. I have children. Sometimes all four of us, we have four different opinions. And everybody stand on their own. You defend your own opinion. If somebody sees a superior argument, you turn over to that superior argument, or you just leave it and let it go. But not to the extent that you will insult each other, you will abuse each other. I don't know whether some people were not groomed in the art of arguing. I, as a child of less than 10 years old, will sit down with me and myself and my dad, we'll have arguments. We'll bring facts. I remember I have to go and be looking for newspaper. Even when I was like a teenager, I would look for books. Sometimes days later, if I see a point that fits my own point, I'll go and meet my dad. Yes, I will show it to him, and I'll give my dad this. Where I am right, he always will, lean towards superior argument. He's not the one. He wasn't that kind of father that would say, "Oh, because I'm the father, how dare you as a child not argue with me?" I remember my mom. Sometimes she was always like amazed, "How are you arguing with your dad?" Because her own family dynamics was way different. You dare not even speak when your dad is speaking. But mine said, "What's my? We will talk. We will argue. We will come to what it is." So I understood it. No insults, nothing. Political differences, absolutely. You have somebody you're supporting, I have somebody I'm supporting, we both support separately. But the ones that attack, anger, violence, coming at each other, trying to destroy each other, for who? For people that don't have your time. For people that are busy using your head to enjoy themselves. For people that have looted your wealth. For people that don't care about you. You sit down and all you're doing is that you're fighting each other for them. How? Does that make sense? Ask yourself, does that make sense? If nobody is talking to you, you will not talk to yourself. You're just sitting down there. They are using your head. Emu, pimple. They are using your head anyhow. Their children are not on social media to insult people on their parents' behalf. Those people don't even know you are alive. They will not care. Something happens to you today, they are not going to come to your aid. It is your fellow citizens that you are insulting that will come to your aid. Yet, you will sit down and be abusing people on behalf of people that don't even care about you. Well, now, they will do this marriage. They will do invite. They will not invite you. You and I, they will not invite us. They will do their thing. But if you like, make we sit down. Like people, they talk to themselves. They don't talk to us. We don't go talk to ourselves. Maybe they insult ourselves. Anyway, Sha. Bye bye. If you like insult me, I know say anybody will insult me. Now your mama go drag carry come this. I've always said my youngest child is 22. If you anybody that is even 30, say 35 myself, I'm not able enough to be that person's parent. So when people insult me, when I have person in time, I will drag your mama inside. But anyway, Sha, bye. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I just did a second video. Let me see what's going on. You guys will just not try to be, but good evening, that's how will I call in? Oh, there's no call in. So basically what I'm just trying to do today is that I'm shooting my videos. I'm going to travel. I'm going to be on the road for a while. So we're just trying to do this video, which we edit and put them out there. So that's when I decided to just, come in live. I used to do quite live a lot, but I haven't been feeling as well as I should. You understand? I haven't been feeling very fine. So I'm just trying to take things easy and slow. So that's it. But honestly, especially those Saturdays, we used to have Saturday program where we brought in people and guests. I'm working on that. It's something that I really would love to go back to and get to do that again. So don't worry, we'll get there where we'll be having all of these things. Okay. Should I change my hijab or should I?
Just one more.
Okay,
So
let's
now
do
we
one
have
more.
3 of the same hijab.
Okay. And then let's go. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for always watching my video. Thank you for, I'm supposed to be saying like, share, subscribe. I'm always forgetting that one. But anyway, thank you so much for the support. Sahara reporters have this here. It says Islamic police Hisba says operatives intercepted vehicles conveying 24,000 bottles of beer in Kano. Hisba, let me drop my glasses. Hisba should be ashamed of itself. Hisba should hide itself in shame, the way it has been politicized, because what they're doing is not Islamic Sharia. They are doing their own political Sharia, and they're doing it for a reason. I've said this thing a lot of times. What they're trying to do, the political class and the religious class, they have a symbiotic relationship. So the people in the political class need the religious rulers to keep the people down so that people will not stand up and make demands. People will not revolt. People will not be on the streets. That's why they will keep telling you that, oh, protest is haram and all of that. Protest is haram. And also the religious rulers, they need the political rulers to keep giving bad governance so that they can sell cheap miracle. Of course, now you go and meet your malam or your pastor and say you want to travel abroad for visa for them to pray for you. You must drop something now. So the malam will pray for you and all of that. You go and get your visa and then you come out and come and start giving testimony. Meanwhile, in other countries where they have good governance, they don't need visas to go to those countries. You don't have 24/7 electricity. We don't have things. We don't have hospitals, that even treatment that you're supposed to get in your hospitals, you don't get them because there's no good governance. So it's deliberate, the things that they do to keep the people down. So what they're doing now with all of this Hisba, and I've said this thing several times. So what they try to do now is to make the people feel as if, oh, the suffering that you are going through is because they are trying to implement Islamic law. That's why it's suffering. So at the end of the day, all they keep doing is to go and be looking for beer, people's alcohol, and be destroying people's alcohol. In the meantime, there has been a lot of accusation that all you need to do is to bribe. Most of the time, the people that they destroy the alcohol is the one that didn't bribe them. The ones that bribe them, when they bribe them, they carry this thing, to go with it. But the thing for me is this: Hisba, Ganduje, that has been accused of stealing, looting the money of a Kano state. When are you going to arrest him? Abi looting of wealth is not against, is not haram. It is the beer own that's your concern. But anyway, let me put on my glasses and go back to Sahara Reporters. And this is what it has here. It says the Islamic police said the beer was intercepted on BUK Road near the Aminu Kano College of Islamic and Legal Studies. The Kano State Hisba Board has said that its operative intercepted a vehicle carrying over 24,000 bottles of beer in the state. This is my problem with Sahara Reporter. They will keep repeating the same words. The Islamic police said the beer was intercepted on BUK Road near the Aminu Kano College of Islamic and Legal Studies. The board's Deputy Commander General, Dr. Mujahid Aminuddin, who made this known to journalists, said that the truck was seized on Monday afternoon. Mujahid explained that the laws governing the Kano State Hisba Board prohibit the sale and consumption of beer and other intoxicants within the state. He also mentioned that the agency has ramped up its campaign and advocacy efforts to educate the public on the dangers of engaging in immoral activities. He said the Carota personnel he praised the Carota personnel for their role in stopping the truck before it reached its destination in the city. So this, for me, there are so many things, there. First of all, if they say alcohol is not sold within, this was a vehicle that was traveling. Did they know whether the vehicle was passing through the state? It hasn't got to its destination, so you can't stop this. Do you know where it's going to? It probably could be traveling to a state. The second thing, and I've said this thing before, for all the people, this is, as far as I'm concerned, this is economic terrorism. Yes, you're not drinking alcohol, but there are people who their religion permit them to drink alcohol, so you can't stop them, because Nigeria is not a religious state, right? And so therefore, everybody, the freedom of religion is allowed. Everybody have a right to practice their own religion. It's just like, for example, if, for example, in other states, they will not say that everybody must drink alcohol. Will that be allowed? That's not something that is going to be allowed. So for you stopping someone, as far as of course, that's a major issue. And then the next thing also, I've also said this: the people who are selling this alcohol, they need to come together and do a class action, take a class suit, go to the courts for the courts to interpret. Does this organization have the right to collect, to keep destroying these properties of theirs that they're selling, because for them it is not something that they do? It's just like if there's another, maybe there's somebody or some people who aren't doing particular thing, and then they begin to destroy your own. How are you going to feel about it? Then for me, the one that I feel is the biggest of all hypocrisy is the fact that Kano State is collecting the monies that come from VAT on alcohol. My people say, Emoyale ora kokoli. meaning that what somebody does not eat, you don't use your teeth to share it. For example, I don't eat pork, then I'll see small children eating pork. I say, oh, bring it, let me help you people to share it. I'll put it in my mouth. You know the way they used to cut meat and say, well, I want to use my mouth to cut it and share. No, because I don't eat it. Emoyale or akokoli, what you don't eat, you don't use your mouth to share it. And so, how come that Kano State does not reject the VAT that comes from alcohol, but yet stops alcohol from being sold? So if you want to say you want to do Sharia, I don't drink alcohol. I've never tasted alcohol, and I pray to God that I never taste alcohol. I don't. So anything relating to alcohol, I will not partake in it. So Kano State should also have the audacity, the decency, you understand, the character, the integrity, for them to say to the Nigerian government that they would not accept the VAT that is collected from alcohol or any other thing related to that. As long as they are collecting those VAT, they have no business stopping people from doing their businesses that they're doing and stopping them from getting this thing, and then going on to just destroying. That's what they focus. Meanwhile, people are looting money. Even with this current governor, I think there's an issue of some contract that were given anyhow. You will never find Hisba when any of those things are being done. It is when it is to oppress poor people and cut the hairstyle of children of the poor. Parties, so they'll be doing parties and doing alcohol and doing whatever in all of those rich areas they will not enter. The board, he added, is committed to intensify its effort to prevent the smuggling of beer into the state. The driver abandoned the vehicle and we had to use a tow truck to bring it to our headquarters, Dr. Mujahid said. He also urged residents to report any vehicle suspected of carrying prohibited items to the board. And so for them, this is what they want to focus on, to come and tell you that, they are doing Sharia, it's Islam they're trying to do and whatever. That's why things are hard and stuff like that. It's all hypocrisy and it's all political. If Hisba wants to work in Islam, it is wrong for you to give birth to a child and throw that child on the street without properly taking care of the child. All those almajiris, what has Hisba done about it? In Islam, it is a must for you to pay child support. If you divorce your wife is somewhere, you must take care of your children. What has Hisba done to ensure that child support is being paid? For boys, it has to be until they are matured and grown. For girls, until they are married. And so there are so many things that aren't being done right that you will expect, especially when it comes to family law. But hey, Hisba doesn't care about that. All that Hisba is interested in is beer, and beer. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Okay, hello everyone. Well done. So that's the third video that I've done so far. Hello, Mohammed Sunna. Welcome, Adeza. Good evening to you. Looking for you since 50 years ago. Oh, Kenny, honestly, good day. How will I call it? Oh, yeah, there's no, like I said earlier, I think I've explained this. I'm just trying to shoot videos and I decided let me just go live and have people join me because it's going to be a long work. I said, let me not be alone so that you guys will see how I put these videos out and how I just keep talking. Oh my goodness, my mouth is tired. But anyway, if you want to get in touch with me, if that's the case, you can always send an email to me, aishayesufu@gmail.com, the way I spell my name, aishayesufu@gmail.com. That's another way of you getting me. So yes, I've done 3 videos with this hijab. I'm going to change now. So hold on. Why are you just sitting down here and not doing it properly, like whatever?
I've done one this thing now. I'm trying to do another thumbnail.
Yeah, just looking. Oh, I have. Bring water for me. I have pen again.
Eat.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so it makes it look a bit so that you're not doing the same, wearing the same hijab all throughout.
One more cold one.
Bring cold one, I think. If not for the fact that I was shooting live now, I would have been eating my corn. No, if not for the fact I was live, I'll eat and then get back. So yeah, if you guys have any question, ask me some questions so that as I'm doing it, I'll be answering that. Hello, Toye. Yeah, day ground. Which kind of name be that one you call? Yeah, now up. You supposed there before. You say yeah, day ground. You want me to climb up? I be make on the fly, they go. Well done. Thank you so much. Hi from Shola. Well done, Shola. Is there no one that they've started drinking already?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I always try to drink. So this is the thing, and I've explained this before. It's one of those things, as I talk about these things, when it comes to like marriage. For example, my husband drinks water, he never finish it. Oh Lord have mercy. He never finished water. He like drink small, and leave it. Is it? Because as soon as he brought in this water, I just knew there must be half. So he never finished. So initially, before I was like, he used to frustrate me. I like, okay, why are you not finishing your water? If you drink water, finish it. You can be drinking this water, or you will leave it. Next thing, maybe later I forget, you pick another. I was like, I used to be angry before, like, why you finish water now? And then later I'm like, okay, that's who he is. Allow him to be who he is. He's somebody that drinks water. He doesn't, even if it's anything, cocoa, he can he can be drinking coke for 1 week. It's true. Or any something, he will drink it, small drop it. So what I now do, I drink the one that is not finished. Case solved. Because these are the things, like for example, when you're married, these are the kind of things, don't focus on the small things. Sometimes people focus so much on the small things and then they begin to cause problem in this thing. So if that's so, one of the things for me that I let you be who you are, and then I also let me be who I am, and then in those things that you can manage and do it, just do it. So what I do now, I drink half water. So now they brought full water for me. I'm like, go and check. Are you sure there's no half water somewhere? Because I know someone somewhere would have drank water and dropped it. So I just keep them in the fridge and I just drink them. So hey, that's how you make marriage work, honestly. Because for me, I always say, people, look, we are all our different individuals, and so coming together, we just have to accept some of the things that you don't do them in the way the other one does. And so that's what makes life easy. For example, also, like, my husband is also like the neat freak. He's always arranging things. Me, I'm the one that will scatter things. So what he does, when I scatter, he just arrange the ones he arrange. There was a day I came, all the wires in my corner, they now arrange them and put them on. Like, me, what's my own? The wires will be one kind. So hey, that's how you make it work in marriage, and you both have an amazing time. What are we going to do to have law in that state? INEC must transmit. So that's the National Assembly. You know, when I talk to people about the importance of National Assembly, that's usually it. And if we really want Nigeria to work, is this door open? I can hear noise from me. Or tell them to reduce the. Yeah, to say to reduce the volume. So if we really want Nigeria to work, we really need to focus on the National Assembly. The legislative arm of government, I've always said, is the bedrock of democracy. And so for us to get the things that need to work, we need to ensure that the laws are done very well. And so we need to ensure that the people that we are sending to the National Assembly are people that are actually going to put in the work. So it's to begin to get the lawmakers. First of all, most of them are not interested because they believe when the results are not transmitted, they are able to get their way in there. So we also need to get lawmakers that will put in the law. Yes, absolutely, Sid. You're very correct. So what we need to do we need to ensure that we are getting people that will do the right thing in there. That's why for me, I've told people since 2018, I say my focus is on politics, so not the one that you said. People are like, oh, why have you are leaving activism to enter politics? I say activism and politics are the same. The end result is supposed to be for the greater good. It's not this one that people are coming to work on themselves. I cannot be on the street making demand every day for some people that will not listen. I would rather look for a way to put in people that will go in there and do the work, so that when I'm making demands on them, they are also equally listening. So we must get people into those seats. For example, there are some, I think about 3 or 4 seats that are vacant at the National Assembly. All of these things, can we gather together, gather money for people to go in there and run, put in the work, campaign for them? Because sometimes all this by-election is small votes, so less than 10,000 votes taking people to the National Assembly. But anyway, let's shoot our 4th video. I think we've done 3, right?
Yes, we have.
We've done 3, so that's something. How did you even calculate your this into 18? Tomorrow we need 4. Tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4, that's 12.
Plus Sunday.
No. Okay. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. That's 6 days. Okay. Okay. So, but I think we've gotten enough for this other one.
Well, now currently we have 3. This one now we're about to do now before.
Okay. So let's shoot the next video and see
may not be correct.
Where we are. Okay, there's some sort of the IG of police. So what Tinubu is doing is just okay. Let's start. Hello, everyone. In same countries, the police and people who are either criminals or people in criminal activities or who have some background or have done something that is shady, there's usually no love lost between them. You don't see them together. You don't see them fraternizing. But in Nigeria, it's always a different case. And this particular one, I'm going to read a tweet from Omoyele Sowore. He says, so there's a headline that says, how Tinubu transformed my life within 24 hours after I met him in 1998. Is the Inspector General of Police, Egbe Toku, that is saying this. So from that tweet, you already know that the police is under the control of Tinubu. And that's why recently, of course, Tinubu decided they were going to do something, which is to elongate the tenure of the IGP. Ordinarily, the current IGP is supposed to retire and leave, based on age, which is usually very short. By the time they get to be IG, they're already close to their retirement age. And then when that retirement comes, sometimes they are just staying for a year or less than a year, or maybe less than 4 years and stuff like that. And so I think they've done that amendment to the law where now he has a longer time. So you can see that he's Tinubu's boy. So for someone who is telling you today that he met Tinubu in 1998, I think that was when I got married, 26 years ago. He met Tinubu in one day and Tinubu changed his life. You understand? He will forever be Tinubu's slave. And that's what we're going through right here. So Sowore now said, this is one of the reasons Nigeria got dragged through the mud down to where we are now. Criminals are supposed to be afraid of cops. But here we are, a supposedly top cop claiming that notable political, financial, and narco criminals of time transformed his life. Whether it's a known fact that Tinubu has dealings with, drugs, because he forfeited some amount of money. So that's not something that is hidden. Here he is. Now he said you understand why he had to murder 40 end bad governance protesters for Tinubu 10 days ago, and why he wants to remain as the IGP of police forever. So of course Tinubu knows that with this kind of person, loyalty is his, and then he can get that. That's something that he's going to get. And so he's in control of the police, he's in control of judiciary, control of National Assembly. Those ones are yes sir, yes sir, yes ma, yes sir slaves there for him, masquerading as lawmakers. And then of course he's trying to also get the NLC. You could see him going after, the NLC president. By the time he's also able to install his stooge in that NLC, he knows no protest is going to come from anywhere. He cannot sit down and be using Nigeria head anyhow the way he wants to have it. Let's go inside and see what it is that the IG of police is coming out, understand, to tell us how Tinubu transformed his life. The Inspector General of Police, and this is from Vanguard, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. Kayode Egbetokun, has said that Bola Tinubu transformed his life in 1998 within 24 hours when he first met him as a young officer, noting that Bola Tinubu made a significant impact in his life and career. How is that even an issue that is going to be discussed now? You are an IG of police. Is there no conflict of interest in all of this? Egbetoku, who made the revelation at the unveiling of a book in his honor titled Readings in Policing, Peace and Security at the Police Conference Center, Abuja, said, I thank the Almighty God by whose grace I'm alive today to receive this incredible honor. My life and career are a testament to God's infinite mercy. It has been God for me. The way these people call God, Nigerians, they will call God, God, God. In short, the person will go and pray and come and do some billion, whatever dealing, yet he's calling God. God is a patient God. As I'm standing here today, he said, my mouth is filled with testimonies. I would have loved to share some of these testimonies, but today is not Thanksgiving Day. I will therefore reserve the details of that for another day. I must, however, acknowledge the significant impact of a particular individual on my life and career. I met Bola Tinubu in 1998, and that meeting produced a positive transformation in my life within 24 hours. The story is also a testimony that I would like to leave for another day. You should have told us the story now. What happened? What did they give you? What did you have to do that you had to change your life, this whole way? But it's just to show what they just in his tweet that he mentioned, is just to show the rot of what we have in our society and the things that we deal with in this whole way, this whole shadiness between criminality and the people who are supposed to be law enforcers and stuff like that. It just goes on and on and on. Lord have mercy. Sometimes when you think about these things, you just tire. Egbetokun said the book would serve as a reference material and a source of inspiration for young officers, adding the book will not only be a reference material, but it's going to inspire the new generation of law enforcement officers in Nigeria. Well, he continues on. I'm just trying to see something that really has, other than all of this, there's a word I'm trying to find. The way that the Nigerian system is set up is actually so wired to not favor the people. The Nigerian president is too powerful. There's too much power that is in the hands of the Nigerian, president. Why are you the one who can appoint the police, appoint the chief of staff, chief of defense staff, the chief of army staff, chief of naval staff, chief of air staff, and all of that, the DSS, EFCC chairman, with the EFCC chairman, you also have to go to the National Assembly. Even if they don't approve, you still leave the person there, because that also happened with Buhari. There was one. What was the name of that EFCC? There was an EFCC board that was never approved for a very long time, but the person remained there. And so with all of this even the security architecture, the way that the Nigerian constitution is wired, it's not wired to give the best, the optimal to the people. It's wired to continue to give room for the people who are the helm of affairs to do whatever it is that they need to do. And I think that document needs to be changed. We really need to focus on working on getting a new and better constitution that will better work for the Nigerian people, and also propel Nigeria into the 21st century. What we have right now is a document that have outlived its day. It's no longer something that works for Nigeria. And then we have a few people who have now hijack that document and continue to use it to enrich themselves, empower themselves, and continuously keep themselves in power in a way that it's not beneficial to every one of us. So that's why you have this kind of thing. Someone is thanking Mr. President, Mr. President, which Mr. President, an illegitimate president like that. And so we need to have a bit of stronger institutions, the independence, where if the IG of police is there, the IG of police is there. The president, a Nigerian president, shouldn't have the right to be able to just unilaterally appoint an IG of police or dismiss an IG of police. There are so many things, that we really need to work on. And at the end of the day, it still comes down to politics. The people that we get into the National Assembly is actually very important for us and the things that they do. So thank you so much for watching. Bye. Woo! Well done. Oh. We are government of I am not meritorious. That's why he make yeah, absolutely. Since that's why this particular person was made IG of police. We're almost an hour into this thing. We the citizens need to put pressure in the National Assembly. Absolutely, I totally agree with you, Kenny. Okpeyemi, hi and welcome. I'm just trying for those of you who are just joining now. So by the way, also help us like, share, subscribe. If you're not a subscriber already, please kindly help us and go do that. We post 4 videos every day: politics, governance, financial literacy, love, marriage, parenting. These are all the things that we try to put together. And so thank for those of you who are already subscribed, thank you so much for following. And there's some of you who just put in the like button. So what I'm doing today is I'm shooting videos. So and I decided to just share that moment with you so that you see how these videos that you see out there, how they come out to be. So let's see what else. Next video. Okay, this next video was something I think I've already spoken about it when I spoke about that whole. Okay. Okay, let me talk about it. Hello, everyone. Osinbajo Peter Obi attend U.S. Democratic National Convention in Chicago. This is Channels TV, putting this this out. So there was a video that came out where you saw Osinbajo and Peter Obi sitting down and having a conversation where that video, so it was a very short video that was taken in. The DNC, right? The Democrats are having their Democratic National Convention, and it's been one big powerhouse, different people coming to speak, powerful speeches. I mean, you listen to speeches, you're inspired. You just get this whole wow kind of feeling. And there's someone I was asking, I saw on Twitter where someone was saying that, oh, why can't Nigeria have something like that? And this particular person is it's one of those people that were supporting Tinubu, that support all kind of bad governance when they see it. I don't have an issue with anybody has a right to support whoever they want to support. But when you see people, even when you support someone, it doesn't mean that you can't hold them accountable. Supporting someone is not a life sentence. When the person isn't doing well, you should have the integrity even to your own self to be able to say, hey, yeah, I supported this person, but it's not doing well, and then call them out for the fact that they are not doing well, not to just keep defending them like psychopaths. And so when you said that, somebody replied to you and said, well, it is by not supporting, candidates like Buhari and Tinubu and then expecting that we're going to get there. But to come to it is that politics is usually a place where you have people who are ready to serve, people who have intelligence, people who have capacity, competence, character, patriotic. And that's where you in a lot of countries, you see a lot of people who are in politics are usually these first class people who have done very well academically. And then you see a lot of lawyers, especially in Congress and in the National Assembly. Not like here in Nigeria, where someone will just sit down because they have looted money and they just looted enough money, and the next thing that you see them doing is that they will just go, and the next thing, oh, they just want to run for office, or they've gotten so much money, and then they just keep putting themselves there, or they appoint them as some essays somewhere, or they put them as stooges, so that they will just continue to perpetuate that whole looting that usually people seem to think politics is what that's what politics is all about. And so it's crazy, but seeing people based on ideology talking about issues and stuff like that. But Mr. Peter Obi has been someone, this is not his first time, he has always been part of all of this convention. According to channels, the involvement of figures like Professor Sibajo in such international political events demonstrates Nigeria's active role in the global democratic community. Former Vice President Professor Yemi Osibajo, alongside other notable Nigerian political figures, is currently attending the 2024 Democratic National Convention in Chicago as a special guest of the National Democratic Institute based in Washington, D.C. Osibajo, the Labour okay. The way they said it, they said Osibajo, the Labour presidential candidate in the 2023 polls and former. Oh, okay. So, okay, maybe so why didn't they put Peter Obi's name like that? The Labour, he doesn't have a name. The way they wrote it, someone that doesn't know would think that it's the Osibajo that was the Labour Party presidential candidate. But why didn't they put Peter Obi's name there? Why did they just put it like, well, Osibajo, whatever? Sometimes this media house is a I don't know. Let me just keep quiet. Anyway, he says Peter Obi was there, former Senate President Ken Amani were all invited according to the US-based NDI. The Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, was also said to have been invited, but it was not clear if he had honored the invitation. The National Democratic Institute, NDI, is a notable non-profit and non-partisan organization based in the United States that pushes democratic values around the world. The attendance. So for me, is this also is a fact for me. I have, and I've continuously said this in a lot of fora, whatever it is that it's called, to say that there is a kind of hypocrisy in the world when it comes to democracy, and that there must be a universally accepted definition and norm of what free, fair, credible election is. The situation where you have rigging is allowed to take place, rigging is done, and the international community and the Committee of Nations are okay with just allowing it to go. It's not the best for anyone. Some countries have election, there is no killing, people's mandates count, that's free, fair, credible election. Some countries have election, there's killing, people's mandates does not count, their votes as rigged, the election is rigged, votes are either stolen, not counted, and all of that, and they still say it's free, fair, credible election. No, it's not free, fair, credible election. It is civil coup. It is civilian coup. Just the way the world is against military coup, the world must come to a place where it is also against civilian coup. Otherwise, where you're stealing the people's mandate, that's not democracy. People will give up on democracy, and what you have will be pseudo democracy, like what we already have, happening in Nigeria. The attendance of Osibajo on such an august occasion, some analysts say, further demonstrate his increasing global engagement and international political profile since leaving office in May 2023. The presence of these distinguished Nigerians at the Democratic National Convention underscores the importance of fostering global democratic values and the role that African leaders play in shaping the future of democracy both on the continent and worldwide. And I want election observers from Nigeria to go to that US also and go and do election observing, because they too, they have a lot of all kind of things that are happening. Somebody tried to upturn election result. Thank God for their strong institutions and all of that. Their participation in this event also signals a commitment to engaging with diverse political processes and learning from global experience to enhance governance and democracy in Nigeria. The Democratic National Convention, a significant event in the United States political calendar, serves as a platform where key party policies and strategies are discussed by the Democratic Party, besides the formal nomination of the party's presidential candidate, current U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris. The convention is also an opportunity for global leaders and stakeholders to observe and participate in discussions that could influence global political trend. Founded in 1983, I was 10 years old. Yeah, so it was founded 40 years ago. NDI has been at the forefront of supporting and strengthening democratic institutions around the world. The Institute provides technical assistance to political parties, civic groups, and election processes, with a strong emphasis on promoting citizen participation, transparency, and accountability in governance. Operating in over 50 years, NDI is dedicated to fostering free, fair election. Anyway, it went on, and it kept talking about, Osibajo. And what I actually find curious, it really didn't talk much about Peter Obi. But anyway, Peter Obi was there. Thank you so much. Bye. Okay, that's another video done right there. Yes, this is how I shoot the videos that you usually will see or that I upload. And so I just brought you in here today to join me in doing all of this. From there, you will get the right. Absolutely. And it pains me when I see some youth join this either who are against call for a new constitution. Yeah, there's a need for a new constitution. Yeah, absolutely. Delka, you're very right. There's nothing that can be done if we don't change that constitution. Oluwatobi, Loba, and Oluwatobi, thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you. God bless you. We are in a government of not that is not meritorious. Absolutely. So thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm still going on with the videos. Okay, let's see what we have next. I think we have more than enough. We need to go for the
We have
financial literacy on
1,
and
2,
go.
3, 4, 5. We have 5. Currently have 5. I need one thumbnail.
Okay.
Oh, for the weekend content, financial literacy.
Yeah, so those are the ones, because
we'll just have,
tomorrow we need the weekend content.
we'll just have 5.
Mm-hmm.
What about Friday?
Okay, let me do this one.
Okay, because just have 5. I know that you have 2 that remain.
Hello, everyone. There are things that happen in Nigeria. If you were not Nigeria, there's no how you're going to believe that these are real. It's crazy the kind of things that we see again and again and again in our country. Parallel Facts is reporting nutrition supplements stolen, replaced with stones in Sokoto State. UNICEF alleges. The other time it was there in 2017, Professor Yemi Osinbajo was the acting president, and Saudi Arabia sent dates debinu to Nigeria for it to be shared amongst people that were in IDP camps. Guess what happened? They sold the dates. The Refugee Commission was the one that was in charge of those dates, and the Saudi, ambassador will go to Friday Mosque, the National Mosque, and he saw the dates that they had brought into Nigeria to be shared to people who were living in IDP camp for free. They were being sold in the mosque, and if they raised it up, at the end of the day, Nigeria, under Professor Yemi Osinbajo, had to apologize to Saudi Arabia for that corruption that happened. Guess what happened? That was in 2017. By 2019, the person who was in charge of the commission, the Refugee Commission, that dates were stolen under them, that person was rewarded with a ministerial appointment. and that's Sadia Farouk, who was given the humanitarian Ministry of Humanitarian Services or something. And guess what happened? Billions of naira went missing. And even today she has case, EFCC are going after and all of that. What am I saying? Some of these things that happen, honestly, if you are not Nigerian, there's no how you're going to believe them. And that's what we keep saying every time. The audacity just keeps increasing. People doing more and more and more. Because at the end of the day, they know that there is no punishment for bad behavior. So sometimes it is you who is doing the right thing in Nigeria that is constantly being punished, constantly being shamed, constantly being attacked, constantly being maligned. And that's what we have. But anyway, this is coming from Sokoto. It says the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has lamented that nutrition supplements meant for malnourished children in some communities in Sokoto State are being stolen and sold in the market. UNICEF Chief of Field Office in charge of Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara State, Mr. Michael Juma, expressed concerns over the theft of the items during the quarterly policymakers meeting on Wednesday in Sokoto. Juma, who was represented by Mr. Abraham Mahama, noted that the nutrition supplements were provided by donors and distributed to healthcare centers in different communities aimed at enhancing the lives of malnourished children. He lamented that some bad elements in the system connive with traders and engage in selling the supplements to unintended persons. He stressed that the supplements were openly sold in markets while on investigation at the designated stores, UNICEF discovered that personnel stocked cartons of supplements with stones and other objects to cover their nefarious acts. Juma urged community members and stakeholders in the healthcare sector to intensify vigilance against diversion of prepared nutrition supplements in the state. He further urged Sokoto government to join other states in appointing state statistician general that will fast-track data collection, prudence, preservation, and dissemination in line with modern trends. Something that is meant for malnourished children. Nigeria has over 2.2 million children who are battling malnourishment. UNICEF even had to set a fund where they are using to raise money for children who are starving. And yet, the supplements that are brought in from these children, some people will steal them, take them to market and say they fill them with stones. How low can people get? How low can people be? It's unbelievable the kind of things that we just keep allowing to happen in our country. All of this happened because there's no, like I said earlier, there's no no punishment for bad behavior. They do this thing, they get away with it, and they continue to do it. Their contemporaries who are in that same office who have refused to partake in all of these things are the ones who most times are being shamed. They will be called all sorts of names. They will be said that they are not smart. They don't do the right thing. Even when they leave, even the people in the society sometimes mock them and abuse them. And you hear something like, oh, after all the time you spent, see what your mates were doing, you couldn't do anything. For how long are we going to continue to live in such a debasing as a society? That's why even today, most of our politicians, people can't talk to them. Why? Because they paid people. Even with politics, when it comes to vote, people will say to, oh, you must pay us before we vote for you. And they pay. They use money. That's why when they get into offices, they don't care about the people. And whatever I've said to some people, I said, no matter how much you cost them, the cost will not affect them. Why? Because they paid you, you collected money. So people that collected money from them, what are they going to do to them to say what? And this thing keeps going on and on and on and on and on again. For how long are we going to stay like this? For how long are we going to keep doing all of these bad things? Our social, values are gone. There was a time where someone will have something and the person will be shamed. Why? Because they didn't get it in the legal means. Now you even have with mothers who have parents who have association of parents of 419ers. Yes, they even have schools where they teach people how to do 419. It's almost like a thing of a pride. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm a Yahoo person. That's how debased the society has become. And that's why we find ourselves today where things are just not working, where everything is upside down. And the worst part of it is how religious we tend to be. Everything is about religious competition. Oh, the person you go and pray because you pray 5 times a day and go and be stealing supplements meant for children and fill it with stones. Even the devil will be ashamed of such acts. But unfortunately, these are the things that we see in our country. We put ourselves constantly in a bad light. Constantly. Constantly. Some people just keep putting us in bad lights, and yet the society doesn't do anything. There are no laws. Even where there are laws, there are no rules of laws. So people can do anyhow, behave anyhow, do whatever it is that they want to do. It's actually a shame, honestly. It's actually a shame. And if we want a country that works for every one of us, things like this must be punished. Things like this must not be taken lightly. And things like this must not be justified. Because the biggest problem that we seem to have is that justification. People sit down and justify anything. And that's how people get away with it. Oh, yes, after all, this one, is it the only one? Oh, this could have happened, that could happen. No, a crime is a crime, even if you are the one that committed it. A crime is a crime, even if it's your town person that committed it. A crime is a crime, even if it's someone from your own religion that committed it. And we must stop all of these things. We must begin to build a nation where there's integrity, where there's values, where there are character, where there's rule of law, where there's patriotism, where the right thing is done, where people are not thinking about religiosity, but there's godliness, there's real fear of God, not just the mere saying of God and all of that. It's really sad that this is where we are. The one thing that I believe in is that this country will fix it by the grace of God, and we'll have a great, amazing country. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Okay, at this end, I'm going to go off live. I'm just going to rest a little bit before I come back and continue the rest of the videos. Please don't forget Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No, Thursday. Is it Thursday? No, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have programs that are not really politics, but we're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about parenting. We're going to be talking about, financial literacy. Thank you so much for staying with me. Esty Brand, thank you. Good evening, Desmond Monday. Abiola, good evening. So, thank you so much for being here. I just needed to have you on. Yeah, that's how I shoot my videos. So, it goes on and on and on. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone. Oh, I needed to eat my